A poem sacred to the memory of Sir Isaac Newton. James Thomson. Shall the great soul of Newton quit this earth, to mingle with his stars? And every muse, astonished into silence, shun the weight of honors due to his illustrious name? But what can man? Even now the sons of light, in strains high warbled to seraphic lyre, hail his arrival on the coast of bliss. Yet am not a idiot, though high the theme, and sung to harps of angels, for with you, ethereal flames. Ambitious, I aspire in nature's general symphony to join. And what new wonders can ye show your guest? Who, while on this dim spot, where mortals toil clouded in dust, from motion's simple laws, could trace the secret hand of Providence, wide working through this universal frame? Have ye not listened while he bound the suns and planets to their spheres? This unequal task of humankind till then. Oft had they rolled o'er erring man the year, and oft dusk racked the pride of schools, before their course was known full in its causes and effects to him, all-piercing sage, who sat not down and dreamed romantic schemes, defended by the din of specious words, and tyranny of names. But, bidding his amazing mind attend, and with heroic patience years on years deep searching, saw at last the system dawn, and shine, of all his race, on him alone. What were his raptures then? How pure! How strong! And what the triumphs of old Greece and Rome, by his diminished, but the pride of boys in some small fray victorious. When instead of shattered parcels of this earth usurped by violence unmanly, and sore deeds of cruelty and blood, nature herself stood all subdued by him, and open laid her every latent glory to his view. All intellectual eye, our soul around first gazing through, he by the blended power of gravitation and projection saw the whole in silent harmony revolve. From unassisted vision hid, the moons to cheer remoter planets numerous port, by him in all their mingled tracts were seen. He also fixed the wandering queen of night, whether she wanes into a scanty orb, or, waxing broad, with her pale shadowy light, in a soft deluge overflows the sky. Her every motion clear discerning, he adjusted to the mutual main, and taught why now the mighty mass of water swells resistless, heaving on the broken rocks, and the full river turning, till again the tide revertive, unattracted, leaves a yellow waste of idle sands behind. Then breaking hence, he took his ardent flight through the blue infinite, and every star, which the clear concave of a winter's night pours on the eye, or astronomic tube, far stretching, snatches from the dark abyss, or such as farther in successive skies to fancy shine alone, at his approach blazed into suns, the living center each of an harmonious system, all commined, and ruled unerring by that single power, which draws the stone projected to the ground. O in profuse magnificence divine! O wisdom truly perfect! Thus to call from a few causes such a scheme of things, effects so various, beautiful, and great, and universe complete. And O beloved of heaven, whose well-purged penetrative eye, the mystic veil transpiercing, inly scanned the rising, moving, wide established frame. He, first of men, with awful wing pursued the comet through the long elliptic curve, as round innumerous worlds he wound his way, till, to the forehead of our evening sky returned, the blazing wonder glares anew, and o'er the trembling nations shakes dismay. The heavens are all his own, from the wild rule of whirling vortices and circling spheres to their first great simplicity restored. The schools astonished stood, but found it vain to keep at odds with demonstration strong, and, unawakened, dream beneath the blaze of truth. At once their pleasing visions fled, with the gay shadows of the morning mixed, when Newton rose, our philosophic son. This aerial flow of sound was known to him, from whence it first in wavy circles breaks, till the touched organ takes the message in. Nor could the darting beam of speed immense escape his swift pursuit and measuring eye. Even light itself, which everything displays, shone undiscovered, till his brighter mind untwisted all the shining robe of day. And, from the whitening undistinguished blaze, collecting every ray into his kind, to the charmed diegetic the gorgeous train of parent colors. First the flaming red sprung vivid forth, the tawny orange next, and next delicious yellow, by whose side fell the kind beams of all refreshing green. Then the pure blue, that swells autumnal skies ethereal played, and then, of sadder hue, emerged the deepened indigo, as when the heavy-skirted evening droops with frost, while the last gleamings of refracted light died in the fainting violet away. These, when the clouds distill the rosy shower, shine out distinct adown the watery bow, while o'er our heads the dewy vision bends delightful, melting on the fields beneath. Myriads of mingling dyes from these result, and myriads still remain, infinite source of beauty, ever flushing, ever new. Did ever poet image aught so fair, dreaming in whispering groves by the hoarse brook? Or prophet, to whose rapture heaven descends? Even now the setting sun and shifting clouds, seen, Greenwich, from thy lovely heights, declare how just, how beauteous the refractive law. The noiseless tide of time, all bearing down to vast eternity's unbounded sea, where the green islands of the happy shine, he stemmed alone, and, to the source involved deep in primeval gloom ascending, ride his lights at equal distances, to guide historian wildered on his darksome way. But who can number up his labors? Who his high discoveries sing? When but a few of the deep-setting race can stretch their minds to what he knew, in fancy's lighter thought how shall the muse then grasp the mighty theme? What wonder thence that his devotion swelled responsive to his knowledge? For could he, whose piercing mental eye diffusive saw the finished university of things in all its order, magnitude, and parts, forbear incessant to adore that power who fills, sustains, and actuates the whole? Say, ye who best can tell, ye happy few, who saw him in the softest lights of life, all unwithheld, indulging to his friends the vast unborrowed treasures of his mind. Oh, speak the wondrous man! How mild, how clear, how greatly humble, how divinely good, how firm established on eternal truth! Fervent in doing well, with every nerve still pressing on, forgetful of the past, and panting for perfection. Far above those little cares and visionary joys that so perplex the fond impassioned heart of ever-cheated, ever-trusting man. This, conduit, from thy rural hours we hope, as through the pleasing shade where nature pours her every sweet and studious ease you walk, the social passions smiling at thy heart that glows with all the recollected sage. And you, ye hopeless gloomy-minded tribe, you who, unconscious of those nobler flights that reach impatient at immortal life, against the prime enduring privilege of being dare contend, say, can a soul of such extensive, deep, tremendous powers, enlarging still, be but a finer breath of spirits dancing through their tubes a while, and then forever lost in vacant air? But hark! Methinks I hear a warning voice, solemn as when some awful change is come, sound through the world, ampersand quo. 'Tis done. The measure's full, and I resign my charge. Ampersand quo. Ye mouldering stones that build the towering pyramid, the proud triumphal arch, the monument effacted by ruthless ruin, and whate'er supports the worshipped name of her antiquity down to the dust. What grandeur can ye boast while Newton lifts his column to the skies, beyond the waste of time? Let no weak drop be shed for him. The virgin in her bloom cut off, the joyous youth, and darling child, these are the tombs that claim the tender tear and elegiac song. But Newton calls for other notes of gratulation high, that now he wanders through those endless worlds here so well descried, and wondering talks, and hymns their author with his glad compeers. O Britain's boast! Whether with angels thou sittest in dread discourse, or fellow blessed, who joy to see the honor of their kind, or whether, mounted on cherubic wing, thy swift career is with the whirling orbs, comparing things with things, in rapture lost, and grateful adoration for that light so plenteous rayed into thy mind below from light himself. Oh, look with pity down on humankind, a frail erroneous race. Exalt the spirit of a downward world. O'er thy dejected country chief preside, and be her genius called. Her cities raise, correct her manners, and inspire her youth. For, though depraved and sunk, she brought thee forth, and glories in thy name. She points thee out to all her sons, and bids them eye thy star, while, in expectance of the second life, when time shall be no more, thy sacred dust sleeps with her kings, and dignifies the scene.